Good evening and welcome to the Athletics Memorial Building on the campus of Henry Ford College. It's time for Hawks volleyball. Eric Pate along with Dallas Young. And Dallas, another good matchup. We've got the Schoolcraft College Ocelots who come into this matchup with a record of 1-5. Their lone victory against Henry Ford, and your Henry Ford College Hawks, who come in with a record of 1-2, and they're looking to recover from last night. Talk about what you expect in this matchup today.
Well, I expect the Henry Ford Hawks to just come out strong tonight. We talked about watching their victory or watching their loss away yesterday. You have to come back out. It's a new day, and we're going to watch everything and just come and play.
Okay, I know you got had an opportunity to talk with Coach Shannon Braun and her assistant Miguel Banda. So just kind of tell me what did Coach Braun say about what she expects tonight from the Hawks?
Well, for one, it's a big day today for Coach Braun and her team. As we know, Coach Braun's coming from Schoolcraft. This is her first year at Henry Ford. Her previous school was with Schoolcraft, so she's looking for a bit of revenge. This game means a lot to her. She's hoping for her sophomores to step up tonight. Her sophomores, Madison Sonberg, Nima Johnson, Kelsey Harris, players like that. She expects those players to step up tonight and be leaders, and they're going to be pivotal in this game as they look to be 500 after tonight.
Okay, and what should we look for on the Schoolcraft side? They're 1-5 and 1-5 overall, but kind of talk to me about their style of play and what you learned about it.
Well, Schoolcraft is very athletic. They've taken pride in that one victory against Henry Ford. They have that over their heads tonight. Savannah Madison from Schoolcraft, very athletic. She came from Canton School Districts, a very athletic player, and she's going to lead this team, it looks like.
Okay, well, we're in store for a great matchup. Glad to be with you. Glad you're joining us on the live stream, and we've had some really quality volleyball. The other night, they took a tough one against tough 3-0 loss to St. Clair County Community College. So they've got to get back on the winning side of things. And what do you think they need to do in game one to get this thing rolling?
You know what? We talked about their energy about last night. They came out a little bit flat in the first two games, and we didn't see anything much better in the third game. So I'm hoping that their energy is going to come out. We're going to see it from the early going, and I hope they can go on a run to start and kind of show Schoolcraft, hey, we lost the first game, but we're going to come out. We're going to come out strong, and we're going to show you who we are.
Well, I see that Schoolcraft's about to serve it up, but we'll talk about the Hawks starting lineup in just a moment, because there's looks like some changes there in that lineup. Maybe some adjustments to adjust to the opponent that they're playing. Number 12, Mary Kenny with that serve. Schoolcraft hits it out of bounds, and it's 1-0 Henry Ford. The Hawks will start off with number 9, Allison Darr, serving. And the changes in the lineup, Camille Brown gets the start, another sophomore for the Hawks.
It's going to be interesting to see what Alyssa Darr does tonight.
And I think that was a double hit there, 2-0 for the Hawks. So this is the kind of start that you want if you're the Hawks, Dallas.
Yeah, in the early going, they're looking loose, and that's what you want. Coming off from a loss yesterday.
Schomburg sets it. And from the outside, Alyssa Darr from the outside. Nice spike there, 3-0.
And Alyssa Darr is going to be interesting to watch in this game. I said it before. Very underrated player. People don't talk about her enough. So we're going to see how she does today.
Okay. Hollis on the serve. That was a little bit outside. 3-1. Point goes to Schoolcraft. And number 10, Ella Bailey from Allen Park High School, outside hitter, serving it up for the Ocelots. Couldn't get it across the net there.
Looks like Savannah is a little bit shaken up.
Like they ran into each other. And into the match for Schoolcraft, number 11, Madison Candela, bolstering that lineup across the front line near the net. That's Madison Sonberg, the captain, serving for the Hawks. 4-1, Henry Ford in the early going of game one. Camille Brown keeps it alive. And from that outside position, that's Lily Grantham, and we've seen her have some great flashes over the past couple games.
Yeah,
that's got to be a lift for her.
Yeah, she's going to be another interesting player to watch in this game. Let's see how she adjusts from yesterday's game and takes a new attitude into today.
Okay, Sonberg back to serve. 5-1 Hawks in the early going. Schoolcraft sets it up. They're trying to attack that back row. That was Candela coming across. Henry Ford knew they would have anytime that ball is hit and it goes high near the ceiling, it's tough to react and get it across the net.
It's very tough, and it can often cause communication issues, as you see right there.
So Schoolcraft on the serve. That was number 6, Haley Lozier from Plymouth Salem High School. Nice block at the net. We've seen this. That was Kelsey Harris and Madison Candela right at the net. 6-2 Hawks, and in comes Nima Johnson and her first action of the night, Janae Collins, number 8.
I was able to talk to Madison Candela before the game today. She said she's very excited, so we're going to see how she bounces back today. She said it wasn't really a good game yesterday, so it's going to be interesting to see how she turns it around.
That excitement can go both ways. It can be nervous.
Said it wasn't really a good game yesterday, so it's going to be interesting to see how she turns it around.
That fires your team up. That excitement.
She's a mature freshman. She has a great attitude.
Said it wasn't really a good game yesterday. Said it wasn't really a good game yesterday, so it's going to be interesting to see how she turns it around.
Janae Collins at the net.
Excitement. She's a mature
Henry
freshman.
Ford makes it 7-3.
Said it wasn't really a good game yesterday.
That good start we were
Said
talking
it wasn't
about.
really a good game yesterday, so it's going to be interesting to see how she turns it around.
Collins at the net.
Excitement. She's a mature
Henry
freshman.
Ford makes it 7-3.
Said it wasn't really a good game yesterday.
That good start we were
Said
talking
it wasn't really a
about.
good game yesterday, so it's going to be interesting to see how she turns it around.
Collins at the net.
Excitement. She's a mature
Henry
freshman.
Ford makes it 7-3.
Said it wasn't really a good game yesterday.
That good start we were
Said it wasn't really a good game yesterday, so it's going to be interesting to see how she turns it around. Collins at the net. Excitement. She's a mature
Henry
freshman.
Ford makes it
Said it wasn't really a good game yesterday. Said it wasn't really a good game yesterday, so it's going to be interesting to see how she turns it around. Collins at the net. Excitement. She's a mature Henry Ford makes it 7-3. Said it wasn't really a good game yesterday. Said it wasn't really a good game yesterday, so it's going to be interesting to see how she turns it around. Collins at the net. Excitement. She's a mature Henry.
For Henry Ford. Schoolcraft comes through with a nice block, but it's out. You gotta love the activity.
You do.
Early going for Henry Ford.
Yep.
Number 11, Andrea Valdez, a freshman from Livonia Stevenson, up to serve. For Schoolcraft, Janae Collins, it's out. 8-5, Henry Ford.
Schoolcraft seems to be matching Henry Ford's energy on a communication, from a communication standpoint.
I think these teams are pretty evenly matched.
They are.
We're in for I think it's going to be a long night. I think it's going to be a five gamer.
I agree with you, partner.
Right at the net, you just give the point to Ella Bailey.
We've been looking forward to this matchup for a while, right?
Yeah. Ella Bailey at the net, good job. Both teams are going to, it's going to be a power game at the net. Young ladies are showing a lot of energy and excitement early on.
And as you see, both teams are very athletic.
Henry Ford tried, but just couldn't get it across the net, over the net. 8-7. Schoolcraft's cut it to 1. Nima Johnson volleys it across. Somberg coming through. That was Megan Hollis for the Hawks. Schoolcraft responded.
Hey.
Henry Ford gets it across. Now, a nice rally for both teams here. Let's see who's going to hang in and who's going to fold.
It's a nice sequence right here.
Very nice. And Schoolcraft gets it and ties it up, 8-8. That was a nice sequence by both teams. But in volleyball, you got to stay focused at all times.
Yep.
Number 11, Valdez, back to serve for Schoolcraft. They're on a 5-0 run. They were trailing 8-3.
How did they keep that alive right there? That was nice.
Henry Ford sets it up. Schoolcraft. Now they're responding. Henry Ford, nice move by Megan Hollis. Hollis again. Nice center, sends it across for the Hawks. Looked like it was out, but it fell inside the line. And it's 9-8 Schoolcraft, 6-0 run. Coach Braun decides to call a timeout.
Yeah, that's a good decision for Coach Braun. You know, 6-0 run like that, call a timeout, get your team to regroup, and get right back to it. You know, they're not playing bad at all. You know, just a back and forth game. We said both teams are going to be evenly matched. So we're off to a good start, right?
That's it. And I heard the word not being aggressive, the phrase not being aggressive from Coach Braun. What do you say to that?
Yeah, you know, obviously you can see it. I know the people at home can kind of see it as well. You know, just they aren't moving with aggressiveness and intent. I think if they flip that switch, they can beat any team in this conference. They can beat any team that they go against. So all they do is just have to flip the switch and, you know, go out and show what they can do.
The way the Hawks have played all season long, and it's early, and it's still early. They have, you know, even in the exhibition game against Madonna, they manufacture some points.
Yep.
And I think that's one of the things that's going to be critical. If your power game's not working, you go to the thing that comes next.
Yeah.
And I think that's it for Henry Ford. Using some strategy, just scrapping for every point to get you to the ultimate victory. All right, let's see what they said in the huddle can be executed out here in the court for the Hawks, who trail now 9-8. Collins. Said it was a little bit too far, a little bit out. And that's the good thing about this perch. We're in the upper level here at the Alumni Athletics Memorial Building, where we can see everything. And that's out. That stops the run. A 7-0 run negated right there. And it's 10-9 Schoolcraft with Madison Candela ready to serve it up for the Hawks. Early going game one. Make it a 10-all tie.
Get a break right there. You can see it hit the ceiling.
Well, I think that breaks your concentration when you got to look up into the lights and locate the volleyball.
You got to worry about feet work as well. You got to know where you're at and know where your teammates are as well.
Absolutely. That's out.
A very hard hit ball.
It's out. That was coming with a lot of speed. It was out. 11-10, the Hawks regained the lead. They've responded with 3 in a row. Candela on the serve. That's out. 12-10. This kind of stuff that it's infectious. The girls seem to be pretty excited right now, and they have good right to be right now.
And that's just coming out with the good energy. You know, I seen them pregame dancing around, getting their work in, get prepared for this game. Something that I don't think I seen yesterday. You know, they weren't as excited. So a back-to-back like this, you got to look out for fatigue, but they look like they're showing it in early going.
That was a service error there, 12-11. And we really haven't spoken about the back-to-back as number 4, Savannah Madison from Westland John Glenn serves for Schoolcraft. Collins with a response. Her power game is on point. 13-11, they get the point, the Hawks do. And as Kelsey Harris is checking back in for Nima Johnson, I think Janae Collins is going to serve for the Hawks here. What can you say about the back-to-back that the Hawks are facing right now?
You know, it's their first back-to-back of the season. It's tough.
That's out.
It's tough. It can be tough for any athlete, but I think the key is to kind of just relax yourself, get your rest, and know you got to get back at it tomorrow, which they did. You know, you lose 3-2 from the night before, and you have to come back and you have to play a tough Schoolcraft team that they beat already, or that you lose to already. So it's tough, you know, but just get your reps in, get your rest, and be ready to come back the next day, and they look like they're doing that.
Janae Collins comes through with an ace, 15-11. And the Hawks are definitely on a roll right now. And make it 16-11.
They're playing some good volleyball right now.
And that's an 8-0 run in response to a 7-0 run.
Yep.
And it's 16-11. Janae Collins making it happen, serving the volleyball. There's a little power there for Mary Kinney out of Livonia Churchill. And Mary gets the point. It's her turn to serve. 16-12. See the Hawks setting up their defense. Camille Brown keeps it alive. Sanner sets it for number 11, Candela. Gets it across and chalk up another point for the Hawks, 17-12.
I'm really liking how they're playing right now. I'm liking everything about it, communication, the way they're moving, right to left.
Lily Grantham into the match for Henry Ford. And
they decide to call a timeout. Yeah, they do.
Schoolcraft calls a timeout. 17-12 is the score, and just a few moments ago it was 11-8.
Yeah.
Henry Ford responded with an 8-0 run, and 17-12, a 5-point lead right now for the Hawks. And wow, whatever Coach Braun said in the last timeout, wow,
had to work, right?
They responded.
Had to work, yeah. Coach Braun is very good at motivating her team, and I think that's why these ladies like her so much, and I think that's why she's got the respect of not only her players, but the entire Henry Ford athletics, you know, from baseball to basketball, the coaches, they all love Coach Braun, and they have nothing but nice things to say about her. And, you know, you can see it right here. It's just the way her players respond to her, that shows how great of a coach she is. And it's only been, you know, this is the 4th game of the season. So, Coach Braun, you know, you're doing a fantastic job.
I think a little later on we'll get into her path to get here, because once upon a time she started a program at Lawrence Tech. And not bad from the young lady from Pinconning, Michigan. Down here at Henry Ford in her first season, Shannon Braun. The Hawks up 17-12, game 1.
They said she was a gamer back in her day.
Hawks and the Ocelots. Happy to be with you here at the Athletics Memorial Building from the outside.
Great touch.
Alyssa Dar with nice touch on the play, 18-12.
And I said going into this game, the focus will be on Alyssa Dar, see how she will respond. And she's playing a great game so far.
Yeah, you called it. And Megan Hollis serving it up. And nice effort by Somberg, but racked the point up.
You can expect that every game when you see Madison Somberg play. You can expect her to see her diving over the floor, making great plays, and helping her teammates out. This is what kind of player she is. She's a scrappy player. She shows it every day.
Okay, Ella Bailey on the serve. The Hawks having trouble converting, and now it's 18-14. Back to Somberg. She's small in stature but big in heart.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that you have to have. If you're not one of the taller players when you're playing volleyball, you have to have heart. And Madison Somberg has as much heart as anybody I've ever seen.
19-14 as Henry Ford gets the point. Checking into their lineup is number 11, Madison Candela, and Somberg, the team's captain.
She's a baller.
Going to serve it, 19-14. Rack up another point as Schoolcraft couldn't seem to – they seem to be a little bit miscombobulated on the play. 20-14, Somberg back to serve.
We've seen Candela do that all season long.
Somberg. And they're using a lot of play at the net, a lot of power to score points, Schoolcraft is, and they cut it to 20-15. And back to serve is Lozier. Hallie Lozier for Schoolcraft. She's out of bounds there. So 20-16. This one gets right to the middle of Schoolcraft's defense, and that was number 11, Madison Candela. 21-16 as Nima Johnson back to serve, and that's who you want back there. I think Camille Brown gave them some pretty good time on the court there.
Yes,
great job. Another sophomore.
Yep.
Nima sends it across. Schoolcraft responding. Nice set. The return by Henry Ford goes out of bounds. 20-17. So Shema Suba back to serve for the Ocelots. Haven't seen many Ocelots in the state of Michigan. Maybe I got to go to the UP. Scoring the point for Henry Ford is number 7, Lily Grantham. 22-17, checking back into the match for the Hawks is number 1, Alyssa Sanner. And I think they got a great opportunity to close this out and win game number 1.
Yeah.
Let's see.
If you want to go to somebody to close it out, hey, look no further than Alyssa Sanders. She's done a great job serving.
Nima Johnson. Just didn't have enough lift on that one from Madison Candela. Now it's 22-18. Henry Ford needs a stop to get the ball back and try to wrap this thing up. Number 11, Andrea Valdez. Nice serve. It was a start off high, was a low rider coming right at Nima Johnson, and timeout Henry Ford. It's 22-19. Henry Ford has the lead, but don't look now. The Schoolcraft Ocelots have scored the last couple points.
And no, you can see the intensity in the back and forth in this game, and it's only game 1. You know, Schoolcraft is looking forward to this game. Henry Ford looking forward to this game as well. Not only Henry Ford, but like I said, Coach Braun, she wants this game. It's her old team she's facing. So she doesn't want Schoolcraft to go up 2-0 and have bragging rights this season. She wants to be able to say, hey, I beat my old team.
She's done some work all over with Schoolcraft. As I said earlier, she built the Lawrence Tech program, and just happy to have her here at Henry Ford College.
The volleyball
22-19.
The volleyball team has the right girl for the job.
Okay, Valdez back to serve, taking a couple dribbles of the ball. Kind of a jump serve there. Nice setting it up. Henry Ford is, and they scored a point. So it's 23-19. They're creeping closer and closer to a game 1 victory with Madison Candela back to serve. And that right at the line in.
It doesn't get much closer than that.
24-19. That might have been a centimeter
Yeah.
from being out. 24-19. Candela back to serve. It is game point. Game number 1, Schoolcraft and Henry Ford right here at the Athletics Memorial Building. Setting it up. Nice return. Henry Ford setting their offense up. Megan Hollis just kind of short-armed the return, so it's 24-20. Point game. Schoolcraft making some substitutions here, or one substitution. And back to serve is number 4 for Schoolcraft, Savannah Madison. That's an ace.
They can't let Schoolcraft go on a run right here.
24-21. You're right about that. Coming from the outside. That's
right there.
That's it.
Yep.
And that was Allison Dyer with the winning point. 25-21. Henry Ford takes the first game.
They off to the start that they wanted. They wanted to get up to a good start and get a game 1 victory. They got that. Now they got to shift their focus to game 2.
And that's going to be critical to keep that same focus, to keep that same intensity, that same vigor, the same concentration level. They somehow scrapped it out. And I think the middle of the match is when they made their move. Once upon a time, they were down 11-8. They flipped it over to 16-11. A nice 8-0 run. They responded from a 7-0 run with an 8-0 run.
And I think a lot of that had to do with the energy that they were putting out. You know, when your energy's on the 10 like theirs was, it makes the game easier and it makes the game fun. And, you know, like I said, you can't get off to a better start than Henry Ford did. So now, you know, they won the first match. Now they got to shift their focus to game 2. Game 1 is over with. Game 2 is now present. And hey, let's do the same thing again.
First 1 to 3.
Yeah.
First 1 to 3 games wins the match. So let's hope that Henry Ford can come out with the same intensity. But folks, joining us here on the live stream, don't forget Friday night. It's going to be some college basketball action going on, and you definitely want to be here for that. It'll be Henry Ford College taking on Wayne County Community College right here at 7. Myself and Eric Pate and Dallas Young will be here. I'm excited and ready for some basketball.
Yeah, I am 100%. I'm excited to see the players at Henry Ford recruited. You know, they lost their first game. Now they got to bounce back. They got their first home game in the season. I know most players have been in quarantine. Now they're out. Seen them, you know, got to see them shoot around a little bit. They look good, so I'm excited to see what they can do.
Your coach was on the COVID watch there, so they had to do some shuffling to work out some stuff to get someone on the sideline to coach the men's basketball team. So
and that's the kind of age we're in right now.
Yeah, that's it. I was about to say that.
Yeah, that's the age we're in right now. You know, things shift on a dime. People have to quarantine. We're going to have people missing games. People are going to stay at home. But I think what it all comes down to is discipline. Right now your focus is, you know, with your brothers. You want to get this season in. The head coach, you want to be here with your players. You want to get this season in. So you got to do what's best for you and do what's best for your teammates and players. And just, you know, shut all of that out right now. You know, our main focus is the season. We worked hard. We didn't even know we were going to have a season, so we worked hard to get to this point. You know, let's not ruin it. Let's, you know, be ready to go. And, you know, especially with this COVID thing, you know, like I said, things shift on a dime. So, you know, we got to do our best. Just every day we just got to do our best to, you know, be here.
Yeah, it's really different. As you look around, as you watch our broadcast, everyone has a mask on.
Yep.
I mean, that's the biggest change, and get used to it, folks, because that's going to be the norm here. We don't know when this thing is going to subside. I wish we had a crystal ball to figure that out, but we don't. So we'll live with it, and we'll see you on, you know, of course, we'll be here Friday and throughout the basketball season. If you blink in March, you'll miss it because a lot of games scheduled, volleyball, basketball, and as well as wrestling.
Yep.
So
looking forward to it all.
Yes. Join us. Make sure you get on the website. You can check us out on YouTube. Just put in Henry Ford College Volleyball, Henry Ford College Basketball, and it'll pop up, and you can watch the live stream, watch your favorite team, the Hawks, right here at the Athletics Memorial Building. Getting the lineups together and getting ready for game 2 between the Henry Ford College Hawks, the home team, and the Schoolcraft College Ocelots. And they're in their dark blue with the gold numbers, as Henry Ford is in our home whites. Getting a lot of time here at home as number 9, Megan Hollis, going to serve it up to start game number 2. Here we go. Had a soccer flashback on that one. Schoolcraft gets the point to start it off, 1-0.
It's going to be interesting to see how Schoolcraft bounces back from that game 1. I think they're going to look to the sophomores, you know, like Savannah Madison and others. You know, let's see how they bounce back.
Schoolcraft went right to that back row. Make sure those young ladies are ready to go. That hit the ceiling. Now, I'm confused because I thought a couple games ago it hit the ceiling and it was still in play.
You know what? I talked to some officials before the game. I'm happy you brought that up. And I got a chance to talk to officials and ask about that. And it is really if the player is able to get to it, if that ball, you know, sometimes the ball hits the ceiling and it comes down at a weird angle. Now, if the ball comes down at a weird angle, then it's going to be, you know, they're going to just call it out. But if it's something a player can get to, we're going to say we're going to let that ball be alive.
Wow.
It's
2-1.
really a judgment call.
Yep, so that's it. It's all about the judgment, and Schoolcraft scores to make it 2-1. Back to serve is Haley Lozier. Is it Lozier or Lozier? But nonetheless, she just served for Schoolcraft to get this thing going. That's out. Everybody called it.
Yep.
And Henry Ford scores on the point. Scores the point on the play.
That goes back to that communication we were talking about. Hey, they look like they're ready to play, and communication is a big factor in volleyball, and they're showing it right now.
As we see Kelsey Harris and Nima Johnson checking in for Henry Ford. It's 2-all early going, game number 2. All about the timing at the net with those jumps.
It is. Reading and reacting. I feel like I say it every day, but I feel like it needs to be said.
Just couldn't sustain the rally. But it looks as though I think one of Schoolcraft's players went underneath the net there. You can't do that. 3-2. Henry Ford has the lead. Nima Johnson.
Bad communication.
It was some confusion. They didn't talk. Yeah. It's like being in the outfield. Yeah. When your left fielder comes over to center field.
And that ball drops. You're just looking at each other, and you see how they looked at each other, confused. Yeah. You don't want that.
No one said, I got it, I got it. And Henry Ford's the beneficiary, 4-2. Sunburn. Schoolcraft keeping it alive. Henry Ford setting up a play. And there's Kelsey Harris with a nice touch. That's like a touch pass in basketball, right. Something Luka Doncic might do.
Right to the middle as well. You know, had to look at how the defense looked like they were stuck right there.
5-2. I just love the way the young ladies have the fortitude and the knowledge to know what to do in those situations. 5-3, ball went out.
It's months of preparation and just knowing the game. I'm pretty sure these ladies watch a lot of volleyball.
Suba on the serve. Henry Ford returns it. But Schoolcraft's right back at it. And Henry Ford.
Great placement.
Tips it in. That was really close. And from the naked eye, I couldn't get it, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. 6-3, Henry Ford. They substitutes. Number 1, Alyssa Siner. Back in the lineup for the Hawks. 6-3. Nice
block at the net.
block at the net there by the Hawks, earning them the point, 7-3. So far, so good for the Hawks.
There you go.
Want to give that to Madison Candela. Kelsey Harris is right there next to her, 8-3.
I like that combination of Kelsey Harris and Madison Candela. We've seen it before this season.
From the middle of the first game to now, Henry Ford, you can say that they have controlled the tempo.
Yeah, they have. It's a great thing to see.
Somberg, Sander.
Kept that alive.
Candela kept it alive. St. Clair responds, and Henry Ford trying to keep it alive. They did a good job. Got it across. And there's earn a point just by paying attention, 9-3.
They look good. They look really good to start this game. Start game 2.
Could have easily lost the focus right there at the net, but the alert play by the Hawks earned them a point, 9-3.
Off to a good start, just like how they were in game 1.
Sander on that serve.
Way to keep that up.
Oh, good hustle.
That was very good hustle.
Almost a super hustle play by Nima Johnson, but she couldn't keep it alive, couldn't convert it, 9-4. And we've got Valdez, Andrea Valdez, Livonia Stevenson High School. A couple girls from Livonia Stevenson. Looked like they recruited that.
Yeah, they recruit in city.
Kensington Lakes Valley Conference. A lot of players. Westland, John Glenn, Garden City. Well, Garden City's from the other conference that you guys are from. Romulus is in, and Dearborn Fortune's in that conference. It looks like 2 conferences. Their entire roster is from those 2 or 3 conferences.
But I think that's a good thing because Schoolcraft, you're familiar with the players. You know, you've seen them play all 4 years of high school, so you should know how they play once you get to college.
9-5. Candela couldn't convert it. Now it's 9-6. Chipping away at the Hawks' lead that was once 9-3. Got a different alignment going here. That was in. 9-7. Pulled up. And it's 9-7.
Coach Shannon Braun letting them know, hey, you need to be more alert.
Valdez on the serve for Schoolcraft. You've got to keep your head on the swivel in a game like this. That hit that's outside, so that stops the run.
You know, just looking at Schoolcraft's roster right now, I'm looking at Savannah Madison, and I'm liking the way she's playing right now. You know, even when she's making mistakes, I'm liking the way she's taking accountability, telling her teammates, hey, you know, I messed up, but I got the next play.
Candela on the serve for the Hawks a few moments ago. Schoolcraft setting it up. Now the Hawks responding. Nice set. And Alyssa Dyer from that outside position. That left outside hitter position for the Hawks it's paid dividends.
It has.
And it did the other day against St. Clair County Community College. 11-7 in some of the games there. Gosh, Sunday seems so long ago where Henry Ford got their first victory. And that makes it 12-7. That's Kelsey Harris doing what she does all the time.
You can count on her to be here every single day and helping her team.
And that point goes to
Schoolcraft Madison Candela hit the net.
12-8.
I love the intensity of Coach Braun right now. She wants this game.
Madison on the serve. Henry Ford could not convert.
Good hustle by Alyssa Sander.
Yeah, good hustle, good effort.
Yeah.
12-9. Let's see what Henry Ford can do to stop this rally by the Ocelots.
They get the point
That
in
was
for it.
that
That was
return.
out by,
that
that was
return
out
was
by
out.
less than an inch right there. Like you
That's
said, game of inches. And we've seen that twice now tonight.
Back comes Camille Brown, who's going to serve for the Hawks, and Janae Collins. Talked to her after the game the other night against St. Clair and noticed that she was on the bench. She says her knee gives her some, it swells occasionally, gets inflamed, a little inflammation.
Nice hustle. Nice hustle.
Good hustle. Oh, didn't quite make it across, but what a play. Started with Camille Brown. I hope she's okay because she hit the ground hard.
You know, back to Janae Collins, you know, when a player is injured like this, but it's early in the season, you can tell she's a gamer because she's out here. Some players can literally say, hey, you know, I'm injured. I don't want to play today. But Janae Collins is out there, wants to help her team win, and that shows the maturity of a sophomore.
Schoolcraft scores off the Mary Kinney serve. And I think that was Ella Bailey who had some success at the net, 13-11, Henry Ford. Kinney on the serve. Good hustle by Hollis for Henry Ford. Trying to set something up, Somberg.
Nice.
And from the outside, Alyssa Dar. She's coming up big this game, 14-11 from the outside. Showing a little athleticism. Henry Ford, they're pretty steady right now. And we're past the midway point in game number 2. It would be big if they could hold on and pull this off. Megan Hollis' serve just kind of flat there.
Good job by her teammates to pick her up. That's needed right there.
And Schoolcraft gets a point, 14-12. They're going to serve it. That's Ella Bailey from Allen Park. What was it, Allen Park Jaguars, I believe?
Yep.
Out of bounds. Schoolcraft's return falls out of bounds, and it's 15-12. Henry Ford. Somberg back to serve. And they're talking about some strategy here. That was Hollis and Janae Collins. Love these hand signals and the way they communicate. The Hawks setting it up.
Con on her right there.
Camille Brown from the outside, that was out of bounds.
Just a little bit too hard.
15-13, just too hard and too far. And Schoolcraft gets the point with number 6, Haley Lozier. On the jump serve. Henry Ford setting it up. Janae Collins.
It's a body.
Did she catch a body?
That is a body.
I think she caught a body.
That's a body.
16-13. And that's a powerful return by Janae Collins. And this is what she gives you. Now she's checking out, and here comes Kelsey Harris. And would you play both of those girls on the floor at the same time, or does it depend on the matchup? 16-13 Hawks.
It depends on the matchup, definitely.
Nima Johnson on the serve. 16-14.
That ball is really in no man's land right there. There's nothing you can really do about that one. Just get a stop here and get the ball back.
And back there to serve is number 5, Suba for Schoolcraft. Henry Ford setting something up from the outside. Oh, that's not Nima Johnson's. That's not her game.
Nah.
And might have been a little bit out of position there, or put in a bad position. 16-15. That can happen too. Number 5, Suba on the serve for Schoolcraft. Heavy-handed return by Candela. And that is Grantham and Kelsey Harris at the net.
Their net game has been good in this game.
Say it again?
I said their net game has been great in this game.
They have protected the net
protecting
very
the net,
well.
yeah.
You're so right about that. Number 1, Alyssa Sanner on the serve for Henry Ford. The Hawks lead it 17-15. Let's see if they can close it out in the last third of game number 2. They lead it 1-0. That's Candela from the left outside hitter position, 18-15. Is that Sanner back there to serve? 18-15, the bench staying with them.
That bench
Staying
is one
in
of the
it.
best benches in all conference. The
gotta
way they
love it.
celebrate as well. Good effort right there by Madison Sonberg.
Schoolcraft responds with some heat of their own, and number 11, Andrea Valdez. 18-16, Hawks. Schoolcraft serving it up. And it perfect serve, went right to the back row, and it just couldn't convert. 18-17, it's down. The Hawks lead is down to 1. Need a stop. Need to get the ball back. Need an error. Need a mistake from Schoolcraft. You said it. Good hustle. At the
Nice,
net.
at the net.
And that's what you want from those two. They said no go. This is a no-fly zone. Kelsey Harris,
It's a bad girl right there.
19-17. Good play. Good.
Great play. Great play.
Way to be alert. Good athleticism. And so you have Candela serving with the Hawks leading by 2. Ball hit the ceiling, and I'm telling you, in game 1 against Madonna, I wondered about that. And like you said, it's a judgment call.
Yeah, it's a judgment call. The way that ball will come down,
Henry
tricky.
Henry Ford called it. They said it's
Yeah.
ceiling. They helped the official out. 2017 timeout Schoolcraft. Let's talk about that. I mean, that can cause a quick delay.
It can. And you know what? Like I said, I talked to the officials, and the way that ball comes down, the way our ceilings are, we have little strings attached, and that last one hit a string, and that's why it caused it to come down the way it did. Now, if it had not hit the string, that ball would have went up and would have came right back down. That ball would have still been in play. But because it hit the string, came down a little bit in a weird way, and that's a tough play for anybody to make. So hey, they give Henry Ford the points right there because of how hard of a play that is.
It's kind of weird because this is not just a flat ceiling. It has lanes to it, and you have speakers on each one of these deals and lights.
It's a tough place to play.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. If you're a visitor,
Right.
I think the home team probably has an advantage. Yep,
Yeah.
they're used to it. But 20-17, what do the Hawks need to do to secure a victory and go up 2-0?
Keep the momentum. Just keep the momentum. And that's what we talked about. That's something that they lacked yesterday. They have it today. We seen it in game 1, and now we're seeing it today again. So I would say just keep the momentum. Continue the high energy. I said before that this game means something to Coach Braun, and her players are trying to make her get this win tonight. And she's reciprocating that energy to her players, and her players are giving it back.
A 5-0 run right now wouldn't be bad. Candela serving for Henry Ford. Schoolcraft setting up, and they go right to their power game, and that's Ella Bailey with a nice spike.
Hey, Ella Bailey has been there as well this entire game for Schoolcraft. She's really a heavy hitter.
2018. Back to serve is Savannah Madison from Westland John Glenn, a sophomore. And answer that, that's Kelsey Harris, 21-18. That's a nice answer. That's a rally buster if I ever saw one, Dallas. Camille Brown and Janae Collins check in. It's a nice rotation to have those young ladies come in. Brown and Collins come in for Harris and Johnson. They're getting good production from both duos.
Yep, both are sophomores too. So I think what she's trying to do, when they have the lead like this, you want to look to your sophomores to kind of be leaders and try to help close this out. And I think that's what her strategy is.
Ella Bailey with the point for Schoolcraft. 21-19 is a nail biter. Back to serve is Mary Kinney. It's her turn. See what she can do here. That's too far. 22-19 score. And Henry Ford, three points away. Checking into the contest for the Hawks, number 7, Lily Grantham, the redhead assassin. As Alyssa Sanner checks out. Henry Ford serves it. Schoolcraft setting it up. Coming back.
She couldn't quite get her body underneath that to try to lift the ball up.
Camille caught some unfriendly fire there. 22-20. Bailey, she's laughing, so I guess she's okay. Henry Ford. Alyssa Dyer couldn't return it, so now it's 22-21. Henry Ford's lead is shrunk to 1.
Another close game, right?
Wow. Hold on. As they say, hold on to your proverbial hats. That's out. 23-21. And the young lady that leads the team, Madison Somberg, serving it up. Let's see if she can get 2 to finish this thing off. Too far, 23-22. So back to serve for Schoolcraft, number 6, Haley Lozier from Plymouth Salem High School. Renee Collins kind of short-armed on the return. So now it's 23-all. Time out. And it's a good timeout to settle things down. All tied with Schoolcraft coming back with the ball to serve. 23-all.
And I think what you just said was key right there, just slowing it down. You know, it's a fast-paced game. We're down to the wire here. Hey, let's slow it down. Let's catch our breath. Let's go over some strategies. And when this minute is up, let's get back to it.
Well, we got some more volleyball action coming up for you here on our live stream. Henry Ford will be on the road against Macomb Community College on Friday, and then next Tuesday they'll have a little bit of a break, and they play Oakland County Community College on the road. Then we'll be back with you next Thursday when they play Mott Community College right here. And Mott leads the conference.
Yep, a ranked team. Mott is going to be tough competition, but I think that, you know, like I said, Henry Ford can play with anybody. And if they win this game and they win it, and, you know, they go on the road, take this momentum on the road, and they win a couple of games on the road, come back here and play Mott, hey, it's gonna be a good competition.
That's why it's important to get as many of these wins at home as you can.
Yeah. You got to take advantage of being at home. There's no place like home, right?
That's it. All right, back to serve. Haley Lozier for Schoolcraft. 23-all. Let's see what happens in these last 2 points. Nice rally by both teams. Schoolcraft coming with some power. Camille Brown answers. Set up from the outside.
Hey,
Candela with the point, 24-23. It is point game. About as close as it can get.
Like I said, she was looking forward to this game. She was very excited to play tonight. She's proven why she's one of the better players on this team, and as a freshman as well. She's not scared. She's going out there and doing her job and balling.
Nima Johnson served it up for Henry Ford. Let's see if they can get a point. Can't quite convert. So it's 24-all. All tied at 24, and Suba served it up for Schoolcraft. Henry Ford. Schoolcraft setting up some offense, and Kelsey Harris gets it across at the net. Give that point to the Hawks, 25-24. Got to win it by 2. So here we go. Lily Grantham back to serve. Nice serve. Schoolcraft setting their strategy up. Got to get it across, Hawks. And it's out. 25 all. So let's see if, in fact, Henry Ford can somehow keep their focus. 11, Valdez on the serve. Henry Ford. Just couldn't quite sustain the rally. And Schoolcraft.
It's critical right here.
26-25, timeout, Henry Ford. Game point in the second game here. I mean, it hurts when you make some, you have a lapse in concentration, especially late, Dallas.
Yep. And, that lapse in concentration cost them right here now. Schoolcraft up by 1. It's pivotal right now that the Henry Ford Hawks show their defense and get the ball back and get a point.
Okay, folks, don't forget, you can catch us all year long. Go to the Henry Ford College website, go to athletics, and you can click on and catch our live stream, or just go to YouTube and put in Henry Ford College Volleyball, Henry Ford College Basketball, or men's basketball, and Henry Ford College Wrestling, and you get all of our live stream action as we bring it to you. Eric Pate and Dallas Young with you for the Winter Sports right here at the Athletics Memorial Building. Let's see what Henry Ford does to respond to this. Valdez is serving for Schoolcraft. And that's it. Game 2 goes to Schoolcraft. So I think we might be in for a long night because these two teams are pretty evenly matched.
Very evenly matched.
Tied at 1.
Yep.
Henry Ford, where do you think they went wrong in this game, Dallas?
You know what? I think that the Schoolcraft just kind of they just out-hustled them just a tiny bit more. It's not that Henry Ford did anything wrong. It's that Schoolcraft just played just a tiny bit better in this game. So now, it's even. Henry Ford has to come out and take this game. It's going to mean a lot. It's going to be a shifting point in this matchup.
Yeah, I think it's going to be important for them. They got off to a great start. They were up 9-3 at one point.
Yeah.
And then Schoolcraft did a kind of a role reversal because this is what Henry Ford normally does.
Yeah.
They chipped away, they stayed in it. And next thing you know, they were able to secure the win.
And that was the key right there. Schoolcraft kind of just chipped away. But like I said, it's not that Henry Ford did anything wrong. It's just that Schoolcraft just kept coming back, inching closer. And you see where we are right now.
That's it. So
tied matchup.
That's it. Well, game number 3 is going to be critical. Normally the team that wins game 3 kind of walks away with the match.
Yeah.
What do you think the Hawks must do early and late in this match to get game 3?
I think the key is, just start off aggressiveness like it always is. Start off aggressive. You want to be the first ones to get maybe, 3 or 4 points to start off, right? You want to start off and get 3 or 4 points and build on that. Keep your energy on the 10, and lean on your sophomores. I know this is a team effort, but the sophomores have been through the trenches. Granted, the freshmen are playing great right now, but you always want to lean on your older players because they've been here before. And it's a pride thing. Schoolcraft and Henry Ford rivals, absolute rivals. And again, you want to lean on your sophomores to get to you and get this win.
Okay, so let's see. The intestinal fortitude is being tested. Henry Ford's gut is a gut check.
It's key to get off to a good start right here.
That's it. All these sports analogies and adages, they all come in the field of play or on the floor. And Henry Ford at this point, I mean, they want to get this one. I mean, this is a gut check type of thing.
We're going to see what Henry Ford is made of
we're about
right
to
here.
see it. That's it. We're about to see it. So to start it off, Henry Ford has Camille Brown, Alyssa Sanner, Janae Collins, Megan Hollis, Madison Candela, and that's it. That's their 6 girls. But Candela leaves out, and here comes Madison Sonberg, the captain. Now that's one of the volleyball idiosyncrasies that I don't get. They do that. What is that? They let the captain come out last, or?
Yeah, you know what?
What's the purpose of that? I got to ask some more questions.
Yeah, we still learning. We still learning this game of volleyball here. I'm gonna make sure I get down there tomorrow. Ask some of these players.
Here we go. Game number 3. Mary Kinney starts it off. Henry Ford setting it up. At the net. That is Ella Bailey scores the first point for the Ocelots. We also have to find out, an Ocelot is like a bobcat, from what I understand. Where can we find him in Michigan? That's what we want to know. Put it in the chat. That was Mary Kinney on the return, making it 2-0. Put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. We want to know where you can find an Ocelot.
You know what? This rivalry goes more than volleyball. There's a rivalry in basketball, and I know there's a rivalry in baseball. Baseball and baseball with Schoolcraft and Henry Ford, we share the same home stadium downtown at the corner ballpark. So it's a rivalry, and this game means a lot. It means a lot to me.
If you guys play at the corner ballpark, I'm coming.
We want you there.
That's a nice facility. Okay.
There you go.
Janae Collins. Sometimes, I mean, can they call a palm? I mean, that's a point for Henry Ford. We like that.
Yeah.
But I look at that sometimes.
I think it's a close. I think it's a close call. Again, I think it comes down to judgment. But hey, as long as we get the point.
Megan Hollis on the serve. And Henry Ford gets the point. I think that Schoolcraft, they raise up 4 fingers. I think they hit it 4 times.
And I'm seeing the difference between, the benches from Schoolcraft and Henry Ford. The head coach kind of laid back for Schoolcraft. He hasn't gotten up. He hasn't really, talked and argued or anything like that. He's sitting there with his legs crossed, and he's laid back. I think they know what to expect. But you see Henry Ford and Coach Braun, she's on her feet. She's active. So maybe that might play a part in this game as well.
Ella Bailey back to serve for Schoolcraft. Sometimes it's a matter of coaching styles. Jason George, as you can see, ace right there, 4-2 Schoolcraft. Ella Bailey, kind of a jump serve, powerful serve. Henry Ford responds, gets it across the net, or over the net. Sonberg sets it up. Dar returns it. Schoolcraft trying to set up a hit for their outside hitter. And number 10, Alyssa Dar, nice touch. That's the finesse part of the game. 4-3, Henry Ford trails by 1.
She had about 4 or 5 oscillates right there looking at each other in a circle, looking at that ball drop.
And it just drops right there, and it's all timing. Touch and timing. Candela back into the lineup for Henry Ford. Sonberg on the serve. Nice serve. Janae Collins, good reflex.
You talked about timing right there. Janae Collins just showed it.
Henry Ford couldn't handle that when that was Camille Brown. Camille's having kind of a rough day, 5-3. Lozier back to serve for Schoolcraft. That's Candela scoring from the outside. It's 5-3. Schoolcraft as Kelsey Harris and Nima Johnson check in for Janae Collins and Camille Brown. Schoolcraft couldn't respond to that. And now it's 5-all. Just like that, I mean, Henry Ford, that's the scrappy play that we become accustomed to viewing.
Yeah.
Dallas and Nima Johnson back to serve. Scored a point for Andrea Valdez.
That's a finesse game you were talking about right there. Schoolcraft showing a little bit of it. And you know what? I think it's so close because, you know, Schoolcraft, like I said, Coach Braun used to coach with Schoolcraft, so the defense knows, you know, or they may know what's going to come and some of the plays that they set up and some of the strategies that they do.
That was a little bit too far on the return, and it's 6-all.
I got to talk to one of, you know, the Schoolcraft's players, and they said, you know, Henry Ford has stolen our warm-ups. You know, Coach Braun from Schoolcraft comes over to Henry Ford, does the same warm-ups. So you got to wonder if they know, hey, she might have some of the same plays and strategies.
That's good perspective. Good reporting, Dallas. 7-6 as Schoolcraft scores. As Valdez serving it up for Schoolcraft. This could be quite a rivalry, as you said, and they're going to be close. I think it's going to go all 5 games tonight.
To me, this is the equivalent of a Red Sox and Yankees rivalry. This is how big it is.
Okay. We'll take your word for it. You're outfielder on the baseball team, so you know firsthand. Henry Ford looking to return it. Candela came through in the clutch. Schoolcraft gets it across. Sanders says, I got it. Gets it across over the net. Coming from the outside. Schoolcraft. Nima Johnson was clutch there on a third.
Good back and forth.
Yes, good sequence. Bad result as Schoolcraft gets a point there, 8-6. Timeout. Timeout Henry Ford. And that was Valdez on the last point. 8-6. Schoolcraft leads. Very important part of the game. And it's going to be critical, Dallas, for Henry Ford to get on a little bit of a run to regain some of their confidence.
Yep, and, you know, I think it might work, you know, for the first game. We seen Coach Braun call a timeout, you know, get into her players a little bit, and they came out and played a little bit sharper. It's going to be interesting to see if they come back and do the same thing here. Again, this is a big game, and they don't want to lose this one. They want to get back at 500 after tonight.
That's it. That's a big. It could be a big step. I mean, I looked at some of the past records of Henry Ford College women's volleyball here, and to get to 500 would be big. And I'd like to try to find out when the last time they were 500. And I think Coach Shannon Braun is really, and Miguel Banda, her assistant coach, are trying to build something special.
Yeah.
And games like this, you need to win. You're at home. You're pretty evenly matched. A team that's 1-5 in the conference, their only victories against you. So let's see if Henry Ford can get some things together. Kind of a 2-4 alignment for Henry Ford. Kelsey Harris. Nice return. That ball was out. So it's 8-7 now. Schoolcraft. Madison Candela is going to serve it up. Henry Ford scores again, ties it up at 8-8. Good concentration. Did not lose focus. And that led to a point. Candela back to serve. It was 8-6. Henry Ford on a 2-0 run. Let's see if they can continue.
That was a good
That
call
was
right
out.
there.
9-8. Henry Ford gets the lead now.
That was a good call.
Once upon a time, it was 8-6.
And we talked about, hey, they come out of the timeout, and you know she gives a good pep talk. We talked about how in game 1, you know, they came out of a timeout and they went on a run. They may be doing the same thing here.
That's one of those times where the ceiling worked against the home team.
That ball shot up and came right back down. Seemed playable, so they played it.
It's tough to get to, and it's 9-9 with Madison on the serve for Schoolcraft. Henry Ford thought they had an opening. And just like that, Schoolcraft regains the lead, 10-9. Kind of a fluky play, but it still counts as a point, so Henry Ford's got to stay at it. Kelsey Harris said, give it to me. I'll take it. I love it. From the right side, she came with the thunder and the power.
I would love to know, you know, there's velocity in baseball when you're throwing. I would love to know a velocity off of a hit because she spiked that thing.
Yes. I mean, that's where she's at her best.
Yeah.
That's a powerful player. As Camille Brown comes in for Nima Johnson and serves it up. And Janae Collins replaces Kelsey Harris, who gave them some good action. Somberg setting it up. Megan Hollis got across. Now Schoolcraft trying to go at that back row. Henry Ford setting it up.
Anticipating that. Nice.
And that was Alyssa Dar scoring a point. 11-10. 11-10. Henry Ford. This is the scrappy style that we've become accustomed to.
Yeah, and just looking at Megan Hollis and Alyssa Dar, 2 freshmen, they're playing like they're sophomores. They playing like they've been here before.
Yes. That ball's out of bounds, so now it's 12-10.
And that is key. And not only Megan Hollis and Alyssa Dar, but Alyssa Sander as well. Like, you have 3 freshmen on the floor right now, and they're playing like they've been here before. That's great to see if you're Henry Ford.
Ball hits the net, 13-10. They're getting a lot of mileage out of Camille Brown's serve. That's a sophomore who was with the team last year, and she's got a lot of spunk to her game. Nice serve. Like the way her serve tails off at the end, makes it tough for anybody to return it. Good hustle.
Nice.
Good hustle, girls. That was Brown and Collins. There's Brown again, giving you some good effort from the outside. Is that in?
Yeah,
yes, it is.
It is.
Allison Dar, how do you do? 14-10. Who said Henry Ford didn't have a power game? 14-10. I want to say that this is a 6-0 run. If my memory serves me correctly, that was in.
Yeah.
14-11.
It looked like Camille tried to go for that ball. It looked like she's about to go, or was going to go for that ball. Yeah, she pulled up, and I think that might have to do with fatigue a little bit. I seen her take her mask off a little bit, and and try to get some air. And I think that might have to do with it a little bit.
Mary Kenny back to serve, and I want to ask you when we get an opportunity to talk about the adjustment of playing with the mask.
Playing with masks is tough. Even practicing and running around, you have this thing on your face that you're not getting a lot of fresh air in. So every once in a while, I think it's key for players to pull that mask down a little bit, get a little bit of fresh air, get a little bit of water. But yeah, it's tough. But again, it's that new age we're playing in right now. It's the age of adjusting, and you have to do that.
14-12. Camille Brown running all over the floor, trying to make some things happen for her team. Janae Collins tips it across. Over the net for Henry Ford. Schoolcraft returns it. Camille Brown sets it up. Sander. Sends it across. Hollis scored a point. It's a double hit. 15-12. Henry Ford hanging on. Up 3. Lily Grantham back into the contest. Back to serve, Megan Hollis. 15-12 Hawks. Game number 3. They split the first 2. If you just joined us, make it 16-12. Few mistakes. Fatigue makes cowards of us all. I think fatigue and conditioning starting to play a factor in this match, Dallas.
It is. You can see it clear as day.
Brown.
Nice.
And that is Grantham for the outside. Make it 17-12.
Now the Hawks are in this position in game 1. Now let's see if they can pull it out here. That's a good timeout call by Schoolcraft.
Timeout Schoolcraft. So let's talk about just the masks themselves, Dallas, and just the adjustment that athletes have had to make.
Yeah, it's an adjustment physically, but it's also an adjustment mentally. If you can do it mentally, you can do it physically, But again, like I alluded to earlier, you have to pull that mask down every once in a while and get a breather, get some water, and take your time with things. Yeah, it's tough, but again, it's a new age we're playing in, and everybody has to do it.
Have you gotten to a point where it doesn't bother you as much now, or are you still in the transition phase?
You know what, me personally, and everybody's different, but me personally, I've gotten to the point where it really doesn't bother me anymore. But it comes down to what you do and how you train. If you're getting a lot of running in, I know people are going to the point where they're running with masks on to try to simulate what they'll do in the game. I know a lot of basketball players running up and down the court with their mask on. It'll help, simulate them running in a real game, or shooting with the ball. I know in baseball we have to keep our mask on 24/7. We have to throw, we have to hit, we have to run with that mask on. So for me, I've gotten adjusted to it pretty well.
Okay, Megan Hollis on the serve. Schoolcraft, last chance to get it across. Camille Brown, great reflexes. Alyssa Dar got it across. Schoolcraft setting it up. They're attacking Camille Brown, Schoolcraft is. Lily Grantham uses some touch. And it's 18-12. That's the biggest lead in the match so far for Henry Ford.
Henry Ford's feeling loose right now. You look at that bench, they're loose.
Megan Hollis. Great effort by Somberg. Somberg may have hurt her hip as she was rubbing her left hip there. As number 10, Bailey,
they cut that in.
Serves it up. 18-14. Bailey looks like an instant replay as Bailey 2 serves, 2 points, 18-15. Let's see who can finish this thing off. They can't so far Henry Ford's having a problem returning this serve by Ella Bailey. She jumps in the air. She tosses. First she gives it a nice toss.
That was interesting. I think she wanted a little bit more velocity on that.
18-16.
You took the words right out of my mouth. She does it again.
Wow, that.
Is that in? They call that in.
It's landing right in bounds every time. 18-17, and Coach Braun wants to call a timeout to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and I think she's gonna talk about that. I think they're gonna try to play the outside a little bit more. She when she's throwing that ball up and she's hitting it as hard as she is, hey, we gotta figure out a way to stop that because she's getting that point every single time. So I think that's what that timeout is about. She's gonna talk about that and adjust.
Yeah, I always want to say it's easy for me to say what could happen because I'm not down there on that floor.
Right.
And this is one of those times I'm saying thank you. I'm not a volleyball player because that serve.
That's one of the hardest serves we've seen all season long.
Oh yes, that is a high velocity serve if I've ever seen one. But let's see how Henry Ford can respond to Schoolcraft's their successful serves. Folks, we'll be here Friday night at the Athletics Memorial Building. We'll be checking out the men's basketball team. 5-0 run right now for Schoolcraft. It's volleyball right now. Glad to be with you, Eric Pate, Dallas Young. Live streaming from the Athletics Memorial Building. 18-17. Third game. I mean, Henry Ford is having some trouble here. We got to get something going. You got to return that serve. What do you say to your ladies when something like this is going on? Schoolcraft trying to find an opening, and they do. That's a 7-0 run, and that 6-point lead that was once 18-12 held by Henry Ford is now evaporated. 19-18, and Ella Bailey has become a game changer with the jump serve. She booms that thing. That's out.
A little bit too hard that time.
Yes, 19 all. Now Henry Ford's got it back, and they got to make something happen.
They got to make something happen, and we seen this last game. You know, Henry Ford had a pretty decent lead. Schoolcraft went on a couple of runs, and they came back. You can't let that happen 2 games in a row.
Let's see if Somberg come back with a big serve of her own. Schoolcraft.
That's out.
That's out. 2019. That's where the power works against them. Worked against Schoolcraft. Henry Ford gets a point there, 20-19. That's out. 20 all. And back to serve is number 6, Haley Lozier. Freshman out of Plymouth Salem High School. Camille Brown. And they set it up for Lily Grantham. See if Schoolcraft can convert a return. Now it's Henry Ford. Camille Brown. Nice directional hit there. Oh, good series.
Man, almost.
Good sequence by both teams. Look at this. Schoolcraft. That was Bailey with a big hit for Schoolcraft. Candela tried to respond, and it hit the net. 21-20 Schoolcraft.
One thing I like about what Schoolcraft just did, Haley Lozier, she anticipated Janae Collins' hit towards the left side of the court, and she got over there ASAP and pretty much saved the point.
That's Shayna Suba, 22-20. 22-20 Schoolcraft. Suba picking up where Ella Bailey left off with the serve. Schoolcraft. That's into the net. Net ball. Point for Henry Ford. 22-21.
Pretty close games through the first 3 so far.
And Nima Johnson and Kelsey Harris come in for Camille Brown and Janae Collins, who, again, gave him some good minutes, tough minutes. With the way things were going with the Schoolcraft serve, which Ella Bailey kind of took over.
Ella Bailey's had a real good game so far.
All tied at 22. Ball hit the net. So it's 22-22. Nima Johnson is going to serve. That's a way to convert. 23-22. It's like a replay of the last game where it was tight down, and when we got in the 20s, it got really tight.
Yeah, and now, you know, we've seen Henry Ford make 1 or 2 mistakes, you know, down the line, but, you know, they can't afford it here. I won't say make or break, but it's, you know, it's going to be important for them. And they get a point right there.
I think they called a palm. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Kelsey Harris. And so it's 23-23. Andrea Valdez.
As an official, you got to have your eyes peeled to be, you know, to make that call.
And that's Suba. That was Suba on the serve, and now it's point game. Critical point in the match. Suba on the serve for Schoolcraft. Henry Ford.
That's good. Nima Johnson, you hear it. If I hear it all the way up here, that's a good sign, all right?
Let's see if Henry Ford can convert here. Schoolcraft gets it across. Henry Ford trying to respond. Hit the ceiling. The home court advantage right there, 24-all. And so now, once again, we go overtime. You have to win a game by 2. Back in the contest for the Hawks is number 1, Alyssa Sanner.
And again, that's how even these 2 teams are. We called it coming into the game. It's going to be neck and neck.
Said we'd have a long night.
Yeah. There you go. Now they got to finish it right here. Let's finish it off.
Candela. Now Henry Ford, point game.
Let's finish it off right here.
Sanner, back to serve.
Let's take a 2-1 lead.
Sanner back to serve for the Hawks. 25-24. It's back and forth, nip and tuck. Schoolcraft sets it up. They're going to that back line. Sonberg's there. Hollis got it across Schoolcraft, looking for an opening.
Oh, you can't do that.
Oh my goodness, that was about as close as it can get, but 25-all.
Not good communication right there. It looked like she kind of like pushed her teammate out the way.
Yeah,
now what you want to do in a close game like this.
Yeah, they nearly collided on that play. It was pretty scary. 25-all. Valdez on the serve. Henry Ford couldn't return it. Point game, Schoolcraft, 26-25. Coach Braun giving out some instructions there. Valdez on the serve for Schoolcraft. Game. That was out. 26-26. Schoolcraft makes some changes. Into the match is Carly Jasmine. It's her first action of the night. Back to serve for Schoolcraft. For Henry Ford is number 11, Madison Candela. Schoolcraft trying to get it across. Kelsey Harris responds at the net. Harris again. The Hawks set up. Kelsey Harris trying to make it happen. Got to get it across. They do, but it hits the ceiling. The ceiling usually works to give home court advantage for the Hawks, but not these last couple trips. 27-26 point game for Schoolcraft. Madison hits the net.
Again, right?
So we're tied up 27 all. I said it was going to be a long night.
It is. It is indeed that.
And Camille Brown and Janae Collins checking back in. It's out. Camille Brown serve a little long. 28-27 Schoolcraft serving point game. Number 12, Mary Kinney back to serve. Schoolcraft setting it up. Big hit. That was out of bounds. So it's 28 all. It's a marathon. Number 9, Megan Hollis back to serve for Henry Ford.
About as good as it gets right here.
Bailey just a little bit long for Schoolcraft. That return was out of bounds. See what the Hawks can do. Some pretty exciting volleyball. Glad you can be with us on the live stream. That was number, I want to say Ella Bailey on the return. 29-28. Henry Ford needs a stop.
And
Ella
Coach
Bailey
Braun telling her team, let's go.
Nice setup by Henry Ford. Get it across the net, get it over the net. And Schoolcraft dots the corner. That's number 10. That's the nemesis, Ella Bailey. 30-28. 30-28 Schoolcraft in a hard-fought overtime match.
That's about as tough as it can get right there. You know, a heartbreaker. They led by some points. And, you know, a couple mistakes here and there. They tried to get back into it. And you go back and forth. And things don't go their way in this one. So now you got to flush it. Look to game 4, try to even it up, and force a game 5.
It's a tough order, but Henry Ford, if they can just suck it up and dig deep, and as I said a few moments ago, gut check.
Yeah.
Get to the gut check part of this thing and dig it from their gut and muster up a victory. You never know. If you can win game 4, you can certainly win game 5. But real tough match there because the play of Ella Bailey, a 5'9" freshman out of Allen Park, I mean, she really took over the match. It was 18-12, and they were able to go on a sizable run. Want to say it was a 8-0 run to get the lead and make it tough for the Henry Ford Hawks.
You know, Ella Bailey, she's a freshman out of Allen Park. She's not playing like a freshman. She's playing every bit of a sophomore and a player who's been there before. She's been all over the place, and I think she's probably been an MVP of this game for Schoolcraft so far.
Oh, without question. So, let's see if Henry Ford can match them. Again, I have to ask the obvious question. What do you think the Hawks need to do to get a win in game number 4?
Control the pace. Like I said, the Hawks, they aren't playing bad at all. We knew this game was going to be neck and neck. They're playing as expected. They're playing with a lot of energy, and they're playing their game of volleyball. They're playing, better than yesterday. But I think they can be a little bit more better. I think that they have to start attacking a little bit more, hitting the ball a little bit harder, and show that power game. They've been successful. When they went to that power game, they've been successful, during this matchup. So I think that'll be key for them.
Okay. Well, folks, just know that we're going to be with you on Friday night for the men's home opener. I think it is their home opener.
Their home opener.
They've already played. They played Macomb the other night, and they won the game. So they'll be coming home, and that team has been very exciting the last couple of years. Of course, I've been here. This is my third season doing the announcing here at Henry Ford College. I've enjoyed it. Now kind of graduated to the live stream portion, but I'll say that I'm looking forward to the way they play. They get up and down, and I'm really looking forward to it. Coach Shepard does a great job.
Going to be exciting, fast-paced basketball, and I've been looking forward to this one for a while now, so it's going to be interesting to see how they play. Okay,
that's Friday at 7, but we got some unfinished business here at the Athletics Memorial Building. Game number 4, if you just joined us here on the live stream, 25-21, Henry Ford won the first game of this match, and Schoolcraft has run off 2 in a row, 27-25 and 30-28. A little extra time it took. They don't call it overtime in volleyball, but it was overtime. So number 9, Megan Hollis into the match, ready to serve.
Got both Madisons in the game today. You got Madison Candela and Sombar for game 4 starting it off. So see the impact that they have on this game, right?
Okay, here we go. Game number 4. Henry Ford's back against the wall right now. They got it. It's a must-win right now. That's out.
It's a hard hit ball right there.
And Henry Ford 1-0. I see Coach Jason George I think he's telling his girls to spread out.
I think Henry Ford has seen that coming, you know, and they just couldn't do anything about it. It's very well placed.
Okay, 1-1. There's that young lady, Ella Bailey, coming with the serve. Let's see if she can do the same thing. If you're on the Henry Ford side, you don't want her to. Out of bounds. That ball was knocked out. By Lily Grantham, 2-1. Schoolcraft has the lead.
I've noticed Ella Bailey isn't as efficient with her serves now as she was earlier. I think it's the adjustment that the Hawks have made.
And the fatigue. I mean, it takes a lot out of you.
That plays a factor as well.
Yes, you haven't run like that, and then you want to sustain
it. You got to come right back and play another game. You know, that's tough.
Conditioning. Number 11, Madison Candela on the serve. That nipped the side there. 3-2. Henry Ford off to a pretty good start. The strategy that I never knew there was so much strategy to volleyball until I paid attention here. Henry Ford gets it across. Schoolcraft responds. Kind of awkward setup there for the Hawks. Schoolcraft responds, but someone made contact with the net. And that's 4-2. Henry Ford, hey, they'll take the points any way they can get them.
Yeah.
And they're up, trying to make something happen, trying to keep themselves alive. And that's in. Look at Johnson
the bench
and
is
Sanner
nice.
Really into it, celebrating their dart.
But you need that as a team. You need that to know your bench is happy for you, backing you up. You know, that goes a long way for team chemistry, and that's something that Henry Ford does have. Chemistry.
And let's face it, Henry Ford probably wants to show that they've got some servers too. Yeah. That ball is out. 6-2 Henry Ford, early going. I don't understand what Coach Jason George over at Schoolcraft, he's extending his arms. He's telling him, I don't know if he's telling him to spread out or what, but it's 6'2" Henry Ford.
Yeah, Coach Jason George, he's a laid-back kind of coach. That might be a semi-body right there.
7'2". And, I love the enthusiasm that the girls are showing on the sideline.
It's top-notch. It is top-notch.
It's contagious. It's infectious. 7'2". That's something you want to catch. You don't want to catch COVID, but you want to catch some of this enthusiasm. These girls are having a ball, and that's what it's all about. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's a game.
It's about having fun.
That's it. Have fun playing it.
If you don't have fun, you don't need to play, right?
That's it. That looked questionable there. Schoolcraft setting it up. A little bit short. 8-2 Henry Ford. It's going their way. Nima Johnson. Oh, she didn't hurt herself.
I love the way she plays the game, and
she's
I love the way
she's celebrating.
How she approaches the game and her attitude.
I think she got hit in the chest.
She's having fun. She's having fun. She's not a gamer now. She's having fun.
That's all right. It's good to see. Need some time to smile every now and then. Schoolcraft come back with a nice return, but Henry Ford responds. Score that point, Janae Collins. 9-2. 9-2 timeout. Schoolcraft.
That is good to see right there. I wish I was a part of the bench to be able to celebrate.
I'll give you 1 minute. Go down there and run around. You can run around that circle, but I want you back.
I might do a cartwheel.
We got 1 minute left in this timeout. But in all seriousness, that enthusiasm, that energy in Game 4, where quite frankly, either you're saying to yourself, "Hey, let's fight," or let's lay down. And Henry Ford has decided to compete. Yeah, competition's always good. 9-2. Here at the Athletics Memorial Building, we got basketball Friday. We got quite a bit of basketball, and we'll set up some of the other games that we'll be bringing to you on the live stream. Even later on, we have some wrestling, but most of the action takes place in March, so you want to stay tuned. Catch our live stream. You can get right on the Henry Ford College website. Go to the athletics page, or you can go on YouTube and pull up Henry Ford College basketball, volleyball, or wrestling. And you'll be right with us. Eric Pate, Dallas Young. Dallas Young, a volleyball player here in Henry, baseball player. Volleyball color analyst and doing a great job.
I appreciate that.
All right, here we go. Candela on the serve for Henry Ford. Schoolcraft. Is that out? Oh. It was tipped. 9-3. That broke the nice little run. It was an 8-0 run by Henry Ford, number 6. Lozier on the serve for Schoolcraft. Collins made contact with the net. And so it's 9-4. 9-4 Henry Ford. That's out of bounds. 10-4.
Oh my goodness.
If we could, I wish we had another camera so we could just check out that bench. Nima Johnson is having a time of her life. Now it's time to check in.
Right.
So
let's bring that energy.
Bring that same energy. She's a good server. So, and they're switching it up a little bit. They're using Nima Johnson in there. Usually it's Camille Brown that comes in when that's out. So it's 10-5. Nima Johnson and Kelsey Harris back in the ball game, or in the match for Henry Ford. Number 5, Suba on the serve, hits the net. Henry Ford gets a point, 11-5. Somberg ready to serve it up for the Hawks. Sanner back into the game but Sanner back to serve for Henry Ford.
Pretty comfortable lead right here.
Say it again?
Said pretty comfortable lead right here for Henry Ford. He's got to keep the foot on the gas pedal now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plays like that, it'll help.
Gets it. Harris coming through at the net, 12-5. At the halfway point, looking good for Henry Ford right now. As Sanner serves it. Nice low riding serve.
That was very nice to keep it alive. She knew she couldn't hit it over the net, so she brought it back to her team.
You got to be quick on your feet in this game. Hollis. Oh, that's a nice placement.
That was very nice.
For the Schoolcraft Ocelots, 12-6. Back to serve for Schoolcraft, number 11, Valdez. Just the mistake that Henry Ford needed, and it's 13-6. Hawks. Candela back to serve. Ball dropped right in, 13-7. Henry Ford, Schoolcraft scores that point. Henry Ford's got to stay in it, hang tough, dig deep, sustain the lead. Savannah Madison on the serve. Nima Johnson short-armed it, 13-8. Nice velocity on the return by Schoolcraft's Ella Bailey. Henry Ford hanging tough. Great ball placement there. Alyssa Dar laid it right where no one was, scoring the point, 14-8. Camille Brown checking back in along with Janae Collins. And Nima Johnson and Kelsey Harris check out. And let's see if Camille Brown, a sophomore out of Taylor Prep, can make something happen. Could be big. Big step for Henry Ford.
That's a good hit.
And that was an excellent play by Alyssa Dar. Told the sideline. Great job. And that ball hit the net, 16-8.
They call it timeout.
Henry Ford, timeout, Schoolcraft. 16-8. And we're coming up to that third that is a very important third, the last third of the game 4. What must Henry Ford do to sustain this lead, Dallas?
They can't let this game slip away. They got to continue to be on the attack, keep their foot on their necks, and just play the game they know how to play. I think Coach Braun is emphasizing that right now in the huddle. Just got to continue to play the game.
Yeah, you have to. They were able to manufacture some points. They finessed their way to the advantage and to a lead, and that's a tribute to Coach Braun. I think that she and Miguel Banda, the assistant coach here, they don't seem to be ever out of a match. They don't seem to have those lapses that some teams may have, and that's a testament to good coaching.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, both of them in their first seasons, I think they make a good pair right now. You know, they're preaching to this team, hey, we're never out of a game. You know, we're going to continue to battle until, the game is over. and that's a great attitude to have. And they're showing it right now with a good lead, very comfortable lead right now. Just got to put it away.
Okay, here we go. Fell a little bit short there. Schoolcraft picks up a point, 16-9. And it's not like Schoolcraft's going to sit by idly. They want to get a win. They think they can get a win. Number 12, Mary Kinney on the serve. That's out. It's too far. 17-9, Henry Ford.
This energy is unmatched. Now I was talking to one of my teammates, Deontay Fawcett, and he said, just looking by this team, their energy is on a 10, and they can compete with anybody. And if Deontay can see it, anybody can see it, right?
That's it. Lily Grantham. Where's Deontay? What position does he play?
He's a first baseman. Deontay's a pretty good ball player too.
Okay, I'll be watching. You gave me the scouting report.
Hey, he might put something over for you.
Okay, Lily.
Don't let him know you watch it, because he'll do it on purpose. That man got some kind of power, man. I ain't never seen nothing like it before.
Well, we got to get this volleyball done first. Lily Grantham scored that last point, and there's a mistake there on the serve by Megan Hollis. 18-10. I'm excited about Henry Ford sports in general, Henry Ford College.
Yeah, overall, I think Ms. Taylor has done a great job with the athletic department. And a lot of these coaches are doing a great job recruiting, and I know Henry Ford is going to be on the map pretty soon.
18-10. Henry Ford scores at the net there. 19-10. Nice block there at the net. And that's Alyssa Dyer that's going to serve, as Coach Braun lets her know what she wants from this serve. Had to tell the bench to calm down a little bit. That's in. 20-10.
Man, Neva Johnson over there running laps, man.
They are having the time of their life.
A 10-point lead right now. This is comfortable.
But when you do that, you got to win. 20-10.
Yeah.
Alyssa Dyer. If you're on the opposing bench, that may leave you a little heated, a little motivated. Camille Brown having trouble with the volley. 2011, Haley Lozier. Serving for Schoolcraft. Candela gets it across the net. And Shayna Suba with a fiery
Schoolcraft has
response.
some hard hitters. They have some hard hitters.
Yes, 20-12. Lozier. Schoolcraft coming from the outside. Henry Ford, that's Janae Collins.
Nice.
21-12.
Janae Collins is a beast.
21-12. And Kelsey Harris coming back in along with Nema Johnson. They replace Camille Brown and Janae Collins. Let's see if Nema Johnson can regroup and calm down and make a nice serve. She did. Here we go.
It's all hit right
And
there.
that was
You caught that as a body?
Candela. You know what? That's a flesh wound there. 22-12. I liked it. Let's see if Henry Ford can close this out. And not a good sign. Janae Collins rubbing that knee, that right knee.
I seen her rubbing something on her knee before pregame. And it might have been some sort of gel that they used to relax the muscles.
Good hustle. Good hustle by Nema Johnson.
But Janae out right now is not a good sign.
That's a point. Kelsey Harris making it happen again, 23-12. It's a good effort by Henry Ford, 2 points away from winning game 4.
This will be a big win. Force a game 5, right?
It's out of bounds. So that is game point, 24-12. This could be a big turning point. Finish this thing off now.
Candela, right, or not Candela, Madison Sonberg right there. In the right place at the right time.
A little bit too hot for Sonberg to handle. 24-13. Big lead. And that may have, the 24-12 lead might have been the biggest. I think it is biggest of the match for Henry Ford. Back to serve is number 5, Suba. And so it's 24-14. You can't crack or fold on this one. You have to stay with it.
Yeah, still got a comfortable lead, so no need to panic right now. Just get the ball back and get a point. Simple as that. And that might be it right there. It is.
25-14.
Hey, now you called it. You said it's going to be a 5th game, right?
That's it.
And now we're here.
Henry Ford wins it 25-14. So, folks, if you just joined us or just tuning in, let me catch you up and welcome. Henry Ford won the first game 25-21. Schoolcraft wins the second game 27-25. Schoolcraft wins game 3 30-28. Henry Ford wins game 4 25-14, which brings us here 2-all heading into a decisive game 5. And what was it? Was it the other day when we saw a 5-game match against Schoolcraft? Was it against Macomb?
Yeah, it was against Macomb.
Okay.
It was a pretty good game. Sitting here tonight again, so they won against Macomb in 5 games. Now let's see if they can do it again against Schoolcraft.
The thing that I liked about the last game, Dallas, is that the girls on the bench had a great time. Mm-hmm. They had fun, and it was reflected on the floor. When you're enthusiastic and you're having fun and you're winning, it makes it that much more enjoyable.
And you know what? That helps the team. Not only helps the players on the court, it puts fear in the players, that's on the court for Schoolcraft and their bench as well. They see these players over here having fun. It's like, okay, they have a big lead. They're running around. They're laughing. They're smiling. That's a scary sight. So for game 5, they need to do the exact same thing and come out, put some points on the board, and let them know, hey, this game is only up to 15 right now. We know game 5 is only up to 15. So it's imperative for him to go up to a good start. Maybe get about 4 or 5 points and play great defense. And that bench has to stay alive as well. It's definitely a factor in helping a win.
Wow. Well, let's see what how things shake out. Henry Ford has an opportunity here to go to 500 if they can win. Schoolcraft, of course, 1-5 coming into this matchup, and their lone victory was against Henry Ford. So Henry Ford is excited. They feel like they can win this one. They're at home. Conversely, Schoolcraft's got to be confident, saying, "Hey, we beat them. We can do it again."
Yep.
So
that's an interesting approach. Like you said, they beat them again, or they beat them already. Now they come out in game 5. Hey, it's even. It's 2-2. Let's forget about those 2 games that we lost. Let's come out here. It's game 5, and it's a winner take all. Let's just play our game and try to shut Henry Ford up. That's what Schoolcraft is thinking right now.
Wow. Well, folks, don't forget, we're going to be with you on Friday. And very interesting matchup indeed. It's sort of a rivalry in the years that I've been around. Henry Ford College will host the Wayne County Community College District of Detroit and surrounding Wayne County. The Wildcats taking on the Hawks right here at 7 p.m. at the Athletics Memorial Building. Of course, no fans, so check us out on the live stream. That's a good opportunity to check it out. So let's make sure that you have your Hawks gear on and you got your favorite beverage, you got your snacks, and you can check it all right in your comforts of your own home. Check out your favorite team. You can't beat it. One thing the quarantine the COVID has done is quarantine you, send you to your house, and you can watch a whole lot of stuff on YouTube. This is a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one to do. Check out your Hawks. So here we go, getting ready for the decisive Game 5.
And I want to add one thing to that. You know, being at home, I know it's tough for the parents of these players to just, you know, not be here right now. You can only watch at home. But, you know, it's appreciated. It's helping right now. You know, it's helping, you know, whether you like it or not, it's helping save lives. You know what I mean? This pandemic is serious, and, you know, the parents are doing a great job of, you know, following guidelines and, you know, watching from home and supporting there.
And Dre Valdez back to serve to start the 5th and final game of this match. 2-2. See if Henry Ford can finish it off. Check out the spacing, the rotation for both teams. It's going to be critical because I know they're both tired. It's been an exhausting match.
And just think about it. That's nice right there. You come from a back-to-back, Nima Johnson. You come from a back-to-back, and now you're playing a 5th game. The Hawks got to be tired. You know, they had to be tired. So let's see. We talked about heart and their hustle, and their heart is the main thing right now. We're going to see if they have enough heart to pull this one out.
Okay. Henry Ford with a 1-0 lead off the Janae Collins spike. Schoolcraft trying to find a weak spot, but there's Janae Collins again.
Janae Collins.
She was talking to Coach Banda in between games. Looked like she was having a few problems with the knee, but she wanted to play. It looks as though they were having a conversation of how do you feel. Looks like she's doing okay.
Mamba mentality.
R.I.P. Kobe.
She's wearing that number 8.
That's it. And that's a point for Henry Ford. Candela, look at Nima Johnson has fainted. I just love the excitement. I love the enthusiasm. I mean,
that's amazing.
Somebody's got to catch you when you do that. 3-0. Because if they don't catch you, you fall to you in concussion protocol. Okay, 3-1. That's when joking goes wrong. But you can celebrate. Got to have some fun.
We talked about them getting off to a good start, a 4-1 run right here. That's, you know, first one to 15.
So here we go. Nima Johnson and Kelsey Harris coming to the match for Somberg and Janae Collins. Janae Collins gave them a lift to start it off. And we say it all the time. Whenever she's in the game, that energy goes up and that athleticism goes up as well. And she gives the team a lift, and she's done that. Well, Nima Johnson making a mistake on the serve. 4-2. That hurts. Got Somberg back in the game. He's going to give him a spark. Okay. Schoolcraft gets a point there. 4-3. Back to serve, Kenny, Mary Kenny, out of Livonia Churchill. Kelsey Harris with a nice response, right there at the net again. Great play by Lily Grantham. That power is coming through, 5-3. First third of game 3 goes to the Hawks. Let's see if they can finish it. And that's a good thing you said that. You got to take it a third. When this game is up to 15, these game files up to 15, take it a third at a time. Go 5, go 10, and go 15. Take it a third at a time. And they won that first third of the game. Alyssa Sander doing a great job of reading and reacting. I love Kelsey Harris's activity. early on. Nice play by Sammer.
They almost let that drop.
Sanner, they get it across. Somberg to Sanner, set it up.
Candela.
And scored the point for Candela. 6-3.
She's a beast. She's been doing this all year long.
Playing with a lot of confidence right now. You don't want to go into the lineup overconfident right now, so you got to be careful. Sanner on the serve. Sanner sets it. Johnson. Candela short-armed the return, 6-4. Ella Bailey. Back to serve for Schoolcraft. Costly mistake there, 7-4. Point goes to Henry Ford. Back to serve is Madison Candela from Heartland High School, only a freshman. Nice serve. Schoolcraft setting it up from the outside. Henry Ford. And 7-5 as Henry Ford gives it up. Kelsey Harris. It's good to have that combination of Kelsey Harris and Janae Collins.
Yeah, flex on them, Kelsey.
8-5. Very aggressive play right now by the Hawks this late in the match. It's a good sign. Camille Brown back to serve, and Janae Collins coming back out.
You know, we talked about would there be fatigue going into Game 5, and I don't see it right now for Henry Ford. They look energized.
Seems like they got some home court lift in their legs. Nice return by Alyssa Dar, I'm sorry. Out of bounds, 9-5. Yep. Camille Brown. That's happened a couple times for tonight. 9-6. Schoolcraft gets the ball as number 5, Haley Lozier, is ready to serve. It's a jump server too. Camille Brown goes to the floor to get it. Sundberg gets it across. Good effort. Camille Brown sets it up. And there we go. Alyssa Dar, seen several plays, big plays by Alyssa Dar throughout this match.
And that's one person I was focused on coming into today. Alyssa Dar is showing up and showing out.
Megan Hollis back to serve. Ball right in there. Hit them where they aren't, but that was out. 11-6, Henry Ford getting closer and closer. Timeout is called by Coach George for Schoolcraft, 11-6.
And when they called that timeout, Henry Ford just erupted.
Yeah, I tell you, this is good to see. Great opportunity to get a win against a team that beat you early on, exact some revenge against them, and then go on the road for a couple. So this is very important for the young ladies to finish it off. What do they need to do to close it out?
You know, like you said before, if they want to get a win here, that's going to be good for them to take it on the road. You know, it's nothing like a home win going on the road for 2. It brings momentum onto the road with you, and it gives you something to have confidence about. To close it out, continue to play defense. Continue to move. Continue to have each other's back. Continue to dive on the floor and give up your body for a win. You know, it's in the closing moments. It's going to be imperative. Play that power game and finish it off. That's all you have to do, right?
Wow, that's
nothing left to do it. Nothing left to it but to do it, right?
Man, it sounds really good up here, but they got to do it out there down there on the floor.
Yeah.
And that's Megan Hollis, who's going to serve for the Hawks. It would be nice to see them close it out here, Dallas.
Yeah, Megan Hollis has been doing good all game.
Schoolcraft met her at the net. That was Lily Grantham. 11-7. Valdez. Andrea Valdez from Livonia Stevenson on the serve, and that's out. 12-7. Schoolcraft 3 points away from winning this match. Henry Ford, rather. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little sleepy here. Henry Ford, 3 points away. Make it 2 points. Make it 2 points, and if they score these next 2 points, Nima Johnson may do a lap around their Athletics Memorial Building. She's having a ball. And they've all contributed to the success. It's been a true team effort.
When they close it out, they'll be able to look back and say this was a team effort. This was a team victory. Everybody should be proud of it.
And that one falls in, 13-8. Somberg back into the match for Henry Ford. Number 4, Savannah Madison of Westland John Glenn on the serve. Henry Ford setting it up. And Schoolcraft shows a little boom of their own, 13-9. Let's see if Savannah Madison, what she's got on her serve, see if Henry Ford can make something happen.
Good time.
And yes, they do. That's worked numerous times. And that's Lily Grantham that makes it 14-9. This is match point.
They get this point here, you can only imagine the satisfaction on Coach Braun's face for her to be able to beat her former team.
Nima Johnson, you talked about that revenge early on. That is very important. And it's 14-9. What must? And I've asked this question repeatedly, but I have to ask again. What do you think that the Hawks have to do to just close this out right now?
We've seen a lot of success with the power game. Again, go back to it. Finish it out strong. Why not, right? They have a comfortable lead. They only need 1 point to get a victory here. So I think that's what Coach Braun is in the huddle was saying right now. Just take it 1 point right now. Just get 1 point, and we can finish this off and be happy with the win and go to 500.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. It's going to be very critical for Henry Ford to do what they do best, which is use the power from the outside. And if that doesn't work, not to panic, to stay poised. They're poised. That's something we haven't really spoken a lot about. Mm-hmm. They've been very, very, very poised.
Yeah, they seem more calmer today. You see Janae Collins with the trainer right now talking it over.
Ball game. Ball game, ball game, ball game, ball game.
That's a great victory right there.
It's a big one for Henry Ford College as they fight back from being down 2-1 and win the last 2 to wrap it up and to win it. So Henry Ford moves their record to 2-2 while Schoolcraft College drops to 1-6. Well, it's been fun again, and on behalf of Dallas Young, I'm Eric Pate. We've had a ball here. Final score, Henry Ford College 3, Schoolcraft College 2. We'll see you on Friday night for men's basketball right here at the Athletics Memorial Building. So long, everyone.